Hello, and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News Channel. Today, we're going to look at how you might be able to track XRapid progress, at least in the Mexican corridor. It's very hard on the Filipino corridor because coins.ph, I don't really have their public graph, but the Mexican corridor we know goes through Bitso. Now, first you want to go to CoinMarketCap. You can go to Live Coin Watch or whatever as well, or you can go to Open Market Cap, and they try to tell you the real volume instead of all the volume, because a lot of it is fake. But all those market cap places that are telling you real volume, they're basically guessing at how much is real and how much is fake. And they don't truly know how much is real and how much is fake. They're just doing an approximation. Every one of them is a little different. But if you go to CoinMarketCap, click on XRP, and hit the Markets tab, and then you search for Bitso. You want to find the XRP MXN corridor because that's the one that Mexican people are using for remittances to send money back home, and you want to open this in a new tab. So what happens here is that this is the timeline for both the bottom and the top graph, and you actually want to look at the bottom graph. The bottom graph is volume, the top graph is price, and this is the range. These are the dates. I actually have this set to the beginning of 2019 till now, and this slider down here is not the this doesn't represent the dates for these bars, but you can see there's two stop points, and you can actually highlight the range you want to look at. Right now, I have highlighted the range from the very end of 2018 to currently. So right now, our graph starts in December of 2018, and then it goes all the way until today, basically, August 12th. So as you can see, Bitso's traffic obviously is not all XRapid traffic. Most of it is actually probably speculative traffic. There's only 241,000. It's a weekend, so it is down. Usually on the weekdays, it's about 600 something thousand. But most of that's going to be speculative. Right now, it's not XRapid. But what we want to look at is MoneyGram and Ripple signed the deal on June 17th. That's when all the news came out about MoneyGram shares taking off, and that's kind of like when the partnership started, and that's when we actually confirmed that XRapid was actually MoneyGram was actually starting to use XRP maybe for transactions. So June 17th would actually be this bar right here, and you can see there was some increase in price that day and over maybe the next few days. So you can see an increase, but then volume dropped again, and now it's picking up again. However, the biggest volume this year was actually on May 13th when XRP actually started jumping up in price. And you can actually see XRP jumping up in price actually stirs more Bitso volume than any XRapid use does, because May 13th here, they hadn't announced the deal, and they weren't really processing any transactions via XRapid yet, via MoneyGram, or along the other corridors. You can see that this is definitely speculative volume across all exchanges, including Bitso, and that actually overshadows any kind of XRapid volume there actually might be. But the good part is even though the value of XRP is actually low today, we can see this volume slowly creeping up, and that could be because of XRapid. How much volume is there? Well, like I said, not very much generally. Only 241,000 total today, and most of that's going to be speculative. But if there is steady growth in XRapid traffic, you'll be able to see it in this graph. Now, right now, the cutoff point is around June 17th. The cutoff point is around June 17th. Because that's when the news came out, and after that, I'm going to assume there's some XRapid action. Before that, there's probably no XRapid action. So you have May until June 17th, and the average volume is actually not any higher from May 13th to June 17th than June 17th until now. But the price has also been lower from June 17th until now than May 17th through June 17th. So despite the lower traffic, it's almost kept up in volume, and that could be because of some new XRapid traffic coming through. I think this is the total number of, I forgot, I don't know if this is total number of XRP through certain time periods. It might be pesos, I'm not sure. It probably is MXNs. So I'm not sure if it's XRP or MXNs that's actually being represented on this side. But you can see it's honestly not very much. And these are all for these are weekly bars basically that I have here. Now these are basically weekly bars, how much volume is total in a week. So the volume overall on Bitso is very low, and the growth is pretty low too, since the growth is pretty slow too since the XRapid launch on MoneyGram. So MoneyGram, it looks to be it is influencing a little bit, but not very much yet. And that actually it goes in line with what MoneyGram CEO says. They're ramping up slowly, and they're really not going to start ramping until Q4. So when Q4 actually hits, look at this graph and see if it's consistently higher than at least 10 million a week. Because if it's not higher than 10 million a week, or if the bars don't indicate much growth over the previous bars, then they're ramping up really slowly. But if they grow quickly, then they'll be growing exponentially. Now, I don't expect gigantic bars because Brad Garlinghouse said like $1 billion worth of volume by the end of 2021. 2020, and I'm not really sure if he meant like $1 billion a day or $1 billion for a year or whatever. I think Green Eggs and Hams are like $1 billion per year. I'm hoping it's $1 billion a day, but I don't really know about his actual statements by the end of 2020. Now, Swift does about 350 billion a day on just the payment settlements. Actually, they do about 600. They've gotten about 50% converted to GPI. So GPI does about 350 billion a day. But 1 billion a day would be a decent accomplishment for XRapid by the end of next year. But as you can see here, right now, so far, the volume really hasn't ramped up a bit. Now, yes, it is much greater than at the beginning of the year from March, but the volume for like altcoins is really, really crappy until March, and really it didn't really come up until like April or May, because that's when the Bitcoin bull run started happening, and the volume overall for pretty much every altcoin went up. Started going up around that time. So I really want to see like improvement after June 17th compared to before June 17th. I'm seeing a little bit of it based on price volume ratios, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of it yet, and I hope to see more in Q4. But if you're interested in trying to gauge XRapid volume, this might be one of the best tools. Yes, you can get more technical and look at the comm screen and stuff, but not everyone's going to have the patience to do that. And this is just a quick glance at how XRP volume is actually affecting the XRP MXN Bitso corridor, which is the preferred exchange for USA MXN traffic. So check that out. Once again, you go to CMC, look up Bitso XRP MXN, open a new tab, and then I actually have it on, I think this is basically, I have the stop time frame from beginning of 2019 to now, but you can always move it. You can look at it all the time and see how it actually is. I think it only goes from July 2017. So if we actually go all the way here, we can see that the volume was mega ginormous during the bull run in 2017, and then it just flattened out into July, August, and then into September of 2018, where it pumped up for once because of the XRapid news launch, and then it just came down again. And now it pumped up in May again because that was the sudden pump up from like 30-something cents to 50-something cents, which actually retraced. And this is basically a cutoff for June 17th, this bar right here. And the bars above it seem to be a little more consistent, which may mean XRapid volume, but we're still not really ramping up in XRapid yet, like MoneyGram CEO said. But hopefully we'll see changes in Q4. But overall, it looks like the XRapid volume has actually started to increase since about April of this, not XRapid volume, XRP has started to increase since about April of this year. Price hasn't really reflected that because it's been just going up and down, but XRapid volume might actually even that out in Q4. So keep a close eye on this chart in Q4, see if there's significant changes. You have to compare the price, you have to compare the volume on Bitso and see if it actually correlates to other coins on the market, because if it does, that means it's just organic growth of non-XRapid traffic, because if the market goes up, people are going to speculate more, and that will create more speculative volume for XRP. But if the other coins basically stay stable in volume and XRP's Bitso corridor, Bitso Mexican USD corridor ramps up, that means that is probably XRapid. So that's how you can check. So basically you're looking for stable volume for other coins on CoinMarketCap or wherever, but growth in the XRP MXN corridor on Bitso's graph during the same amount of time, and that will actually represent XRapid's volume growth, because that will be indicative of primarily X rapid volume driving up the XRP MXN corridor on Bitso. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the progress so far, and let me know what you think will happen in Q4 of this year, Q1 of 2020. I don't really expect too much of a price increase that's actually utility based until after 2020, based on what Garlinghouse said. But we could actually definitely see speculative increase if the entire altcoin market actually runs up. So that's the news for today. Thank you and have a nice day.